Matthew chapter 11, verse 2. When you have it, say amen. It says, when John, who was in prison, a season in his life, heard about the deeds of the Messiah, he sent his disciples to ask him, are you the one who is to come, or should we expect someone else? My God. Keep it going. Should we expect someone else? All right, seems like I'm at a delay. Jesus replied, go back. Go back. See, sometimes you gotta challenge the seasons. And remember that a season is only a season. You can't stay stuck. You gotta remember so that you could continue on with a new season. What Jesus was getting ready to do, he was getting ready to declare, let John know, John, it is a new season. So he said, so John's disciples said, go back and report to John what you hear and what you see. See, you know it's a new season when you see it. You know it's a new season when you hear folks talk about change going on. He said, report back to John what you see and what you hear. Let John know the blind receive their sight, new season. The lame walk, new season. Those who are leprosy are cleansed, new season. The deaf hear, new season. The dead are raised, new season. And the good news is proclaimed to the poor, new season. Blessed is anyone who does not stumble, who does not falter, who does not stay stuck, who is looking for the same old, who is looking to stay in the same system, who's looking to stay in the same religious way of thinking, who is just willing to do the same old and not get results, who is looking for the same thing. Absolutely not. He said, report to John. It's a new season. How? Because the blind see, the lame walk. In other words, it's something you've never seen before. What am I saying right here? We have to get ourselves ready for something new. Same church ain't going to be. The same way you doing business like you used to do, change it up. You've been doing that too long. You've been used to that too long. You've been used to seeing God in that lens too long. You've been used to complaining and seeing the same thing over and over too long. What Jesus was saying to John, John, you've been used to what you've been used to. John said, are you the one, or should we be looking for another? Could I say to somebody here, it's time for you to stop looking for God in the same way. It's time for you to see God in a new season and a new perspective. A quote says it like this: should we be looking for you, or should we be looking for another? And it says it like this. One person said, some people plant in the spring and leave in the summer. If you signed up for a season, see it through. You don't have to stay forever, but at least stay until you see it through. That's John Ron. What was going on here was, if John did not understand the season, he could have stayed stuck there. But what Jesus was challenging John was for John to see it through. Even in prison, where John could have stayed stuck with an old perspective, John could have stayed stuck thinking that it was something else. John could have stayed stuck saying, my God, I've done all of this in this season and nothing's coming of it. I've done all of what I was to do by preparing, and was it for naught? But Jesus challenged the new season. He was saying to John, John, what I'm about to say is going to help you to see that don't stay stuck with where you are, what you're seeing, but understand that what you are doing, even in prison, you've got to see it through. Could I say to somebody that you've given up on God because in your season you didn't understand the loss, you didn't understand the lack, you didn't understand what God with the provisions. You wanted God to do certain things, and God didn't do it the way you wanted it done, and so then you left what God said, you left the promises of God, you left the word that was spoken over your life, you left prayer, you left worship, you tried to take on more than what you could do because in that season you did not understand that God was taking you through the process for you to see it through. I want to say to somebody that in your season, I want to challenge you that yes, you may be in the season of winter, you may be in the season of fall, you may be in the season of spring, but could I say, don't ever get so, if you're in the season of winter, don't let depression and don't let fear and don't let what people are saying and don't get yourself in a place where you're quiet and you're in loneliness and your despair that you do not follow that season through. If you're in the season of spring and you're becoming and God is challenging you to do new things and to do your 21 days and for you to do your certain things that he's put on you to do, don't stay stuck with that just because it's not unfolding as quick as you want it to. Listen, even as a fitness instructor, I used to tell my clients, listen, you're starting a new beginning, and you have to let some things go in this season. You may not be able to eat the same things. You may be in a regimented new diet and way of eating. You may have to pick up some new things, and it's not going to happen as quick as you want, because some people think as quick as they put it on, as quick as it should come off. But let me help somebody right now, because I hear it in your spirit. It may take a little longer for you to take some things off than what it was for you to put some things on. And I would say to my clients, listen, it's going to take at least 3 months for you to begin to see some results. And I want to say to somebody in this season, you're starting to pray and you're starting to seek God. You're wanting God to do some new things, and you're trying to make some changes. And the more you're trying to do, the more a season is trying to stay upon you. That season of doubt, that season of despair, that season of low-minded thinking, that season to try to keep you bound and keep you locked in to where you was. But I need to say to somebody in the season of spring, my God, don't allow yourself to be too high or to be too low, but to be centered where God has you, because God is doing a work in you. The scripture says it like this: he that have begun a good work in you, he's performing it. And you need to know that if you've just been coming on and you're new and you're trying to understand and you're getting into the things of God, life has shaken you at its core, situations and problems, and you've been in church hurt and you've gone through some things that you don't understand, and you're trying to get some stability back and trying to get some things back. You may be coming into a new season of spring. God is pouring down revelation, and God is putting you around new things. And the more that you're being exposed to newness and you're being challenged to come out of compromising situations, you're being challenged to wake up early to pray. You're being challenged to pick up your word and to read it. You're being challenged to think different and to do different. Could I say, don't allow the challenges of a season that you've come out of to bring you back. But this may be a season of spring in your life. I want to speak to somebody that if you've been so used to staying low and staying down and living beneath your means, if you're one that always has all these hopes and dreams, and you say that one day I could, this is a season for you to get out of just talking it and for you to start becoming it. It may take some time. It may take some months. It may take a season, but know that this is a season where you're not where you used to be. You may not be where you want to be, but my God, you are in a new season called spring. And then as you become, God is going to drop revelation, and God's going to open up doors, and God's going to pour out certain things that you're ready for. Some people are praying for a mate. Some people are praying for a house. Some people are praying for a better job. Some people are praying for all of these things, but you just might not be ready yet. How many know you can't get a house if you haven't done what you need to do in your season of spring to prepare for a house? No house is going to just drop on you. How much do you have saved? How much have you learned? How much are you willing? What are you doing with what you got now in your apartment? How you handling that, baby? See, some people want stuff, but they're not willing to do what they got to do in their season now to be ready for where God is taking them. God ain't going to open up that door yet because he know you ain't ready to handle what he has for you yet. God could do it today if your mind was right, if your spirit was right, if your mental was right, if your spiritual was right. Oh, I'm talking and I'm preaching to somebody today because God has it for you, but you can't, my God, ask God for more if you ain't faithful with the little that he's giving you right now. Oh, but I'm believing. And I've come this morning just to prepare you because I believe that this is a season of preparation. And God is preparing you, Kiki. God is preparing you, Ayana. God is preparing somebody that's watching for a new season in your life. And as you begin to prepare, my God, get your finances together. Get your mental together. Get your spiritual together. You should have it in your everyday, within your day, to wake up with God on your mind. Give God 10% of your day in prayer, in reading of his word, in fellowshipping, in accountability. Oh my God, when you do that in prayer, you're hearing from God. In worship, you are decreeing that everything that's trying to come upon you, worry, fear, doubt, death, pain, and all of these things, that you are submitting them under the lordship of Christ in your worship. So your life has to be one of worship, where when you go to work, if you're in school, if you're taking care of your children, whatever you are doing, your passion, one of your passions should be that God, every day I am living my life in worship. At my job, worship. In my home, worship. We're in relationships, I'm worshiping. How do you worship God? That he transforms your life. He renews your mind. Where there is things that the enemy will try to make you think you can't, that worship makes you say you can. Where you feel like you're alone, that you understand that God is with you, never to leave you nor to forsake you. That your life is one of surrendered, one of a lifestyle where God will get the glory out of everything. Can God get the glory how you raise your children? Can God get the glory out of you just thanking him for the job that you're at? Can God get the glory for the housing and the place where he's put you in? Can God get the glory out of your relationships? Can God get the glory out of you just living a lifestyle where he is number one, where every choice, every decision you make, he is in the forefront? And so that's why prayer, worship, and after worship, then you go and you do faith. Do you hear me? Everything that we do should be in faith. God, I'm working by faith. You don't see that paycheck, but you go to work, don't you? And you by faith believe it's just same concept. When you're sowing into the kingdom of God, it's by faith that I sow, that a harvest will come forth. My God, I want to thank all those that in faith sow their seed and you are beginning to see the fruit of the labor. See, when you sow a seed, it's not going to happen in that season, but it will happen in a next season. That's why we have the season of fall. Fall is a harvest season. Could I say to somebody, if you, whatever you sow into, you are going to reap. Now, let me help somebody out. Some of you are so discord, so don't, what you think you're going to get back? Discord. Some are sowing untrust. So what you think you're going to get back? Somebody that's not trustworthy or something that's not trustworthy. Could I say this is a principle? God is trying to get you through some seasons. And when you sow in one season, my God, it's going to come back in another season. That may be physical. It may be psychological. It might be emotional. It may be relational. My God, I want to challenge you. Stop giving everything to everybody, but begin to put into your sow into your own emotional well-being, sow into your own self-satisfaction, sow into your own. And as you sow, my God, what's going to come back is that you will be whole and giving to somebody, and somebody, the fruit of that will come back whole. Is somebody hearing me this morning? Because this is straight off the cuff. This is for somebody that then came on that I didn't know you was coming on, but the Holy Spirit knew that you was coming on. If you sow into God, my God, the fruit of God's blessings will come back to you. Sow in prayer, sow in worship, sow in your giving, sow in showing love, sow into the blessings and what God is saying, sow into your passions. Many people think that going to church and you got to be in a ministry. Time out for all of that. Your ministry is what God has given you a passion for. My God, you don't have to be in a church for God to use you, but where your passion is, what do you have a passion to do? That is your ministry. And as you get more into the word and more into prayer and more saying, God, I give my life as a worship to you. Wherever you are, you sow into that. My God, I do this on a Sunday, but my ministry goes beyond just this. I'm sowing into people's lives on a daily basis, where people say to me, when I heard your voicemail or when I spoke to you, my life is different. I've been encouraged or I've been enlightened. See, some of us are so spiritual that we're no earthly good. Stop just looking for it for somebody to say, oh, God, no. God will use your spirit to touch somebody's spirit that's down and broken, who felt suicidal, but just your sound will change the atmosphere and drive out demons. Oh my God, who am I talking to this morning? And you may not even have to say Jesus, but because Jesus is in you, the atmosphere will change in people's lives. And my God, a seed will go into their spirit and drive out some things and cast out some things and turn some things around. I was talking to somebody who their job is working at a grocery store, and a customer, every time they would see that cashier at the store, they would purposely get into their line, not knowing what was going to happen, not realizing that this person, every time they was going in their line, the person who loved God, who knows God, who saw their passion to just be there, to be a light, and they made it their business to speak well, to ask how they was doing, to encourage them in some way. And this person kept coming. And after several months, this person said, could I speak to you for a moment? And so at the cashier line, tears coming down the person's face. And my God, they said, I don't know, but every time I come through your line, there's something that you say and something that has affected me, and you didn't realize the stuff that I was going through. And here it is, this person who could have missed their season saying, I want to be something, to do something, to go somewhere, but they didn't realize that as they was praying, God use me, that every time they was going to that store, every time they was ringing up an item, so they thought it was minute, but it was there to to bless somebody's life. Oh, I want to say to somebody, never underestimate where God has you in your season or in your place or where God has placed you, that you can't touch somebody. My God, I was on the phone with somebody and I didn't know that they was on their deathbed, but I gave them everything I knew I had in me to make them feel better, to make them understand that their life was worth it, to make them understand that they lived life's purpose. And my God, when I called back, or should I say a person called me and said the person went on, but I want to thank you because the words you said and the things that you said when we got off the phone, my father brightened up and my situation changed. And my God, I didn't realize that the man only had 20 some odd days of living left, but his life was changed. My God, I want to talk to somebody this morning because I'm not even in my notes. This is straight from God to you. Don't miss your opportunity because you thought it was going to come one way and God is going to use you another way. Don't underestimate your job. Somebody may be a janitor. Somebody may be a clerk. Somebody may be a customer rep. Somebody may just be a mother living in a house raising her children, doing the best you can. But don't miss your moment. Don't miss your opportunity. Don't miss your season. Because if you miss it, the season may keep you stuck. You may not know how to transition, but I'm feeling in the spirit today. Put on clothes where you're not ready to go yet. I heard it said like this way: somebody may laugh at you because it's your winter season, but you're putting on beach clothes. You got your bathing suit on. You got your bikini on. You got your flyness on, and somebody's laughing at you because they see you in the season of winter. But I'm here to let you know that God is saying that every season has a time and every time has a season. But for somebody today, I want to decree and declare, you've been in a season of depression too long. You've been in a season of loneliness too long. You've been in a season of Lodabar too long. You've been stuck looking at the church, complaining and talking about everybody else and gossiping and looking at what you don't have, looking at what you need and looking at what you want. But I'm here to let somebody know that if you get into understanding that God is using this season to get you somewhere for your next season, put on your bathing suit, put on your bikini, get your flyness on, because where you are now, you can't afford nobody to tell you that you're in the wrong season. You're in the right season, baby, but you're preparing for your next season. Your eyes haven't heard, your ears haven't seen what God is preparing for you. So get ready, get ready, get ready. Get ready. Somebody give God a 30-second praise. Woo! Hey, I gotta move. This ain't even what I had planned to say. Woo! But somebody put on the garment. Put on the garment of praise. That's your season. Put on the garment of the presence of the Lord. That's a new season. Put on a new season. Jesus, are you the one, or should we look for another? Hey, let me do this. My time is up. My time is up. We're going to have to continue. Let me close by saying like this. Woo! Every season has patterns. Every season has limits. And every season has boundaries. Let me say it one more time for somebody that needs to know that you got to get ready for another season. Every season has limits. If you are gone past your limit, you've gone past your limit. Every season has patterns, and every season has. Let me define limits for you. A limit is a level beyond which something does not or may not extend its past. In other words, you maybe it's your limit has a certain point. And after that, you can't go beyond that point. I want to talk to somebody because you may be beyond or trying to get beyond that season of your life, or you're trying to extend that season. I want to say to you, you know, when you've extended that season where what God has said to you, you're getting uncomfortable. You're beginning to despise. You're getting your grumpy old self, as somebody would say. You're getting discouraged, and you're getting to start blaming, and you're looking at what others have, and you're not grateful for where you are. Then could I say you've gone to the limit in that season? Who am I talking to right now? You've gone beyond that season, and you're trying to push that season when God's saying it is a new season. You cannot extend the limits. And so you need to now go beyond the limits. And what else does a season say? To every season, there are patterns. You all know it. There are patterns. In the winter, you know that there's going to be snow. In the spring, you know it's going to be some sunshine. It ain't hot yet, but it's getting there. In the summer, you know that there's going to be a pattern where there's going to be hotness, and at times storms, and at times where you got to go out to the beach. Every season has patterns. Patterns is something or someone that models or is a copy or a design of an expected action. In other words, you have an expectation on that season. You expect it to snow in that season of winter. You expect for it to rain in that season of spring, don't you? You expect it to have some hotness in the summer. You have some expectations. And could I say to you that in your season, you have to have some expectations. For John, he had an expectation for something, but where John messed up at was that he was expecting something to be in that season where Jesus had to let him know, what you expecting is not what it's going to be. But John, you got to get ready for a new season. John, what I got to show you, eyes, those that are blinded will have sight, new season. Those that are deaf will hear, a new season. Those that are dead are going to come to life, new season. Those that the government has had oppressed, and those that were bound by the government, those that were demonically, psychologically going through because of oppression of a government, those that the religious system that was keeping people boxed in, not knowing their God. Oh my God, John, I need to let you know, if you stay stuck on the way the religious used to do, how the economic system was, how the governmental system is, how the healthcare is, I'm coming to let you know, John, you have to change and get into a new season. Hey, PC here. Thanks for watching this video. Here's another video, and make sure you subscribe, like, and comment down below. Give on Givelify. Type in Life Change Christian Church. Also, tune in Facebook at Life Change Providence. We'll see you there.